One of the really good things about getting world leaders together at events like the G20 in Argentina this past weekend is that climate change is a bigger and bigger topic. It's clear climate change, as Bill Scher mentioned earlier in the show, is going to be a main topic for the next House of Representatives, the next Congress. And it's a major topic around the world because with consensus, we can build momentum. And the bummer on all of this is that it's a conversation that's basically no longer including the United States of America, given Donald Trump's position that climate change is a hoax created by the Chinese. And his decision to back the U.S. out of the Paris Climate Agreement is part of the United States simply not being taken seriously anymore on this issue. The two big topics at this year's G20 were climate change and trade. On climate change, 19 countries signed onto a communique which affirmed support of the Paris Climate Change Agreement and to go into the climate change talks upcoming in Poland, ready to make progress and do the right thing. 19 of the 20 countries did that. One country did not. Do I even need to tell you which of the 20 countries did not sign on to the climate change communique? Of course not. It was obviously Trump and the United States. The communique signed by the 19 other countries had to have a separate section for the United States, which said simply, quote, "The United States reiterates its decision to withdraw from the Paris Agreement and affirms its strong commitment to economic growth and energy access and security, utilizing all energy sources and technology while protecting the environment." 19 of the 20 countries on board. The Paris Agreement is not a solution in and of itself, but it is something that everybody can say, yes, we're on the same page, and then we can do more. And then there's Donald Trump's United States of America, Vladimir Putin, Saudi Arabia. Even they are on board with this, but not Trump. Do it even for the wrong reasons. There's a case to be made that, for example, China is only part of this because the optics are getting really bad for them, that China's such a polluter and people are suffering from the disastrous air quality, and they need to almost stymie revolt by appearing to be for reducing emissions and fighting climate change at the national level. At least they're doing it. As we spoke about last week, Pat, India, a leader on renewables and climate change at this point, everyone. And we have to be a laughingstock, an embarrassment every single day.
There's no reason not to sign it, really. It's not like by signing the communique, you're going to place a bunch of new regulations on fossil fuel companies back home, or that, a bunch of coal jobs are going to be lost. It really is just a formal agreement. That's all it is. And they even had a little stipulation for you saying that you're not getting back into the Paris Climate Accord, but you are going to try to do something, at least on paper, and he couldn't do it.
Every time I look at the news, some new boneheaded childish antic by Donald Trump. And the craziest part of all of this is that Trump says, I'm going to bring back manufacturing. I'm going to bring back jobs. The U.S. will be respected. The U.S. could have been retooled and reconfigured years ago. Obama didn't do enough. George W. Bush did almost nothing. And the U.S. could be the world leader in green manufacturing, in green energy, in solar, in wind, in electric batteries. It would revitalize the economy. It would revitalize the auto industry, which is struggling so significantly. It would fix all of the things that Trump claims to want to fix, but is actually ruining. But we didn't do it. There was no political will. We subsidize all of the wrong industries like fossil fuels and oil. And because we have a huge portion of elected officials who don't even believe in climate change, the world is laughing at us. And this is not someday off in the future. This is now. This is something that every day that we don't do something about it, we need 2 days to undo that day of damage, right? We are digging a hole with a bigger and bigger shovel, if to use an analogy, and Trump is at the head of it, and the United States is a joke around the world as a result. I am thrilled to tell you that today's episode is sponsored in part by Blinkist.com/Pakman. Blinkist is a really unique service for your phone, tablet, and web browser, and it is incredibly useful for people like me who love books and learning but are busy. Blinkist takes the best and most popular nonfiction books and condenses them into 15-minute audiobooks. I'm sure that if you're like me, you have a very long list of books that you've been meaning to read. You only have so many hours in the day, and that's why Blinkist is so amazing. They take the most important information, the themes, the insights from each book, and they distill it into a 15-minute audiobook that you can listen to in one sitting. I've listened to a ton of books on Blinkist. Our audience can get a 7-day free trial by going to Blinkist.com/Pakman. If you're watching on YouTube, I've put a link in the description. I have listened to Blinkist books about economics, about political science, about history, about science. So many interesting things. And after the free trial, if you like it, you can continue enjoying thousands of condensed audiobooks for about $5 a month. Go to Blinkist.com/Pakman. That's Blinkist.com/PAKMAN.